Hoot, 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 hoot. Welcome back, all you owls, to another Athy stream. We are going to have so much fun chatting today. Hello, welcome back, all you owls. Sorry for the delay. Athy is an inexcusably late owl. I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean for stream to be delayed by that long, but I had like very important issue to I had a very important issue to attend to, because basically what happened was my registration for where I live, like this house, this owl house, expired. So yesterday when I was walking home, the guy was like, your ID card expired yesterday. I have to take it. So I was like, oh no, so if I don't get it renewed, then I can't come back into my house. So I had to get it done last minute because if I leave for work tonight, I won't be able to come back. And I live in a very, very secretive place that nobody knows, that is super, super top-notch security by all of the magic of the demi-humans here, the magical demi-humans here. It's a secret society, essentially. So we take very, very protective measures against people who enter our vicinity, and those who can only enter the vicinity have to be vetted, have to be checked thoroughly. We have to x-ray you to make sure, and mind read you to make sure that you're not here to ambush or destroy our properties. Yes. Oh, you are still away from kisses. Oh yeah, I forgot to change it. I forgot to change my opening screen. Whoopsie doopsie. I'm so sorry. Well, today I'm gonna be chatting to you guys a little bit about what happened this weekend. It was so much fun, guys. I'm also so glad I got to go to the concert. It was a dream come true. There was like some part of me that just, my heart wanted to explode out of my chest. I know a lot of you feel that same way about like idol concerts and things, but I was crying so hard like towards the second half, because also I feel like the second day was just so much better. I found out what the set list was for the first day, although I didn't watch it, but the second day had more of my favorite singers because it had all of like the more power singers, like Narissa was there. I also really like Crony and Callie had their solos. I was really excited about the second day. And then I knew that they sang Bibbidi for the first day with Soisei, because I knew Soisei was going to make an appearance on both of the days, but I didn't know they were going to sing completely different songs for both of the days. So I thought they were going to sing Bibbidi. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, are they going to sing another Soisei song today instead? But they sang High Tide. And I was just like, that is even better, because High Tide probably is one of like my favorite, maybe like top 10 or even higher than that, like top 8 Hololive songs, if not like top 5. Probably my top 5. I take that back. It's one of my top 5 Hololive songs. Yeah. By the way, the YouTube chat should be fixed if you update OBS, or so I was told. Oh, I have been putting off updating OBS. Whoopsie. So I'm gonna go and do that next time. But thank you for letting me know, Wilkie. Yes. So Breaking Dimensions was everything I could have imagined and more. It was just amazing to be in the presence of so many VTuber fans, whether they be Hololive or not. And then I had my pen lights. I was screaming like crazy. You can hear my voice is a little bit horsey today. Yeah, I screamed my heart out and supported my favorite VTubers like crazy. It was so surreal, and it's so funny because Gura and Ame, was it Gura and Ame? Yeah, they sang Idol at one point, and was it Ame and Gura? I can't remember. I knew it was Gura and someone else that sang Idol, and I was like, this is deja vu, because I went to the YOASOBI concert literally 3 weeks before that, and the fact that like people were cheering that song again, I was like, this feels so familiar to me. because we were all singing like I know, hi, like that. I was like, wasn't I just at the Yoasobi concert like 2 weeks ago? This feels like exactly the same vibes, but actually a lot better. Like the Yoasobi concert, there were a lot of people with light sticks, but there were not a lot. I would say maybe like 20% of the crowd had light sticks. But at this Hololive concert, so many people had their light sticks, and I was so happy because I was so happy I got my light stick. It was my first time ever going to a concert with an idol light stick, and I felt like the perfect idol fan, like the very typical, stereotypical idol fan stan. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I wish I could. I really wish I could go see more in the future. Yeah. So I hope you guys who watched it live really enjoyed it. The MC parts were so funny, and the girls were so cute. I couldn't stop saying, oh my god, they're so cute. Oh my god, they're so cute. That's all I could say every time one of the Hololive girls came out. And then when they did the montage at the very end, you know what my face looks like the entire time? I don't know. It's that one meme of like the person who's like screaming into the crowd, like the idol fans. You know, when they're screaming. Yeah. You know that meme with like it's like a FaceTime, and then there's a person like screaming in like the FaceTime video. Here you go. Like fans screaming at Madison Beer performance meme. That was my face screaming every single Hololive EN's name when their montage started playing and their faces started popping up. So every time someone popped up, I was like, Kara! I was screaming so hard. Oh my god. Who did you cheer the loudest for? Honestly, I cheer the loudest for everybody, because the thing is, every single Hololive VTuber has a story and a special place in my heart in a way that they appeal to me. Like, for example, I love mostly the girls who have like lower voices. I tend to gravitate towards VTubers who have more similar voice types to me, who are more like natural altos, who also have just like more hag vibes. So my big three, obviously, Callie, Narissa, and Crony. But for all of the others as well, because I love, watching clips of their chaotic vibes, their memes, like Gura and her memes and her wittiness and her singing voice. I also was really standing Bae because I really appreciate Bae's hard work and creativity, and also just look up to Bae so much for like the fact that she speaks like fluent Japanese, is really integrating with the JP scene, is working really hard to try and get into the Suisei's idol group. And I think that she really deserves like a spot in that group, because she worked so hard to like practice her singing and her dancing and her streaming. And I think her energy, I feel like I definitely resonate a lot with her chaotic energy and her, I just don't know, like her spontaneous energy. Like she's always very like upbeat and like is always able to maintain like a high level of energy throughout any kind of situation. So I really look up to Bae. There were so many Bae fans in the crowd, so I was really happy about that. Lots of Bae fans. There were a lot of aristocrats. There were so many aristocrats. Who else were there? A lot of Fauna fans that I saw in the crowd. Yeah. So it was just, I look up to a lot of them individually in like certain aspects of their streaming, and that's why I can't really like cheer one more than the other, because I know that they all work really hard, and they all have worked really hard to get to that moment on stage. Yeah. She's such an everyone is an insanely hard worker. And when Mumi started singing her song, I was like, this brings me back. And I feel like I'm gonna cry again if I start talking about it, but literally like all my emotions are about to burst out from that performance, because it was just, look, just following everybody's journey. It's kind of different, you know, it's kind of different when you watch idols, let alone VTuber idols on the stage, compared to maybe like a bigger artist like YOASOBI or your favorite band, or maybe like Taylor Swift or something like that. Because there's something about watching the VTubers on stage that's more personal, because you actually have watched their entire journey. And sometimes obviously if you're like a big fan of them, you're watching them every single day, sharing their experiences, their moments, their projects, their passions. And it's like you build more of like that stronger connection, because you understand kind of like the struggles they have to go through, the thoughts they have in their mind, their personality. Like you really get to know them on a personal level. And then so when you're watching them on screen, on live, actually, not even on screen, it's like watching your child perform. Or it's like, not saying that you raised them or anything like that, but it's almost like watching your best friend perform. And you really want to support your best friend. You've seen them go through their ups and their downs, and now they're here in this moment that they've always dreamed of, and you can't help but support them 110%. And then you feel so proud. It's one of those moments where you feel so proud of the performer, and not just in awe, not just, you know, impressed by their performance or just blown away by their performance, but also very proud of their journey and how they got there, if you think about it. So it's like more emotional in that way. So it made me very emotional, because I was like, we all started watching VTubers and we all kind of got here. Like, look at us. Look at us. We are in unity. Did you see that viral pic of the kid Gura fan? Yeah! I saw another kid wearing Gura yesterday too. Yeah. They have improved so much. I heard that the last concert that they did in New York City was not as great, maybe, like not as high quality. So the fact that people were saying that this year was so much better also makes me really happy, because I thought that went flawlessly, like absolutely flawlessly. Just like the flow of everything, the little MC segments, the little effects on the stage where they all kind of became little stars and diamonds, and when they showed up and they left the stage. And then at the very end, when they were doing their group performances, and then they were doing like their encore, and they started singing it's time to take the stage. And I was like, what? Well, I wanted to sing, I thought they were gonna sing Shiny Smiley Story, because they know they did that on day one, but that one was great too. I'm so glad I like listened up on all of the group Hololive songs before I watched the concert, because everything was so familiar to me when they started singing. So it was really great. The fan chants for the Breaking Dimensions songs was pretty good too. Like people really got into it. They got into it, yeah. Is the point of parasocialism not all that bad, in my opinion? Well, I think that gauging from what people were like in the crowd, I feel like the level of parasocialism is not as bad as you think. I think people like to keep that to themselves, but then when you actually meet them in person, or like talk to them in person, they're actually like completely normal people. I think we all have like a level of parasocialism in ourselves, so it's just really how you present it in public. I think online it's a lot easier to act like crazy because no one knows who you are, but in person you would literally be arrested. But there were a couple of people who were shouting some questionable things in the crowd, and when we were lining up, they were like, I was like, sir, there are literal children at this event. Maybe you should not be saying things like that. But yeah, and then there were these two guys holding up like a poster and the line saying like Aqua for president. I was like oh my god, please, we want our president. Please save her. Please save her. Imagine how insane it would be when the Pillows finally see Athy live. Well, you know what? I'm gonna try and make it a goal this year to try to get to Offkai. I know that Offkai is sometime in like October or something like that, but I'm gonna try my very best to try and get even just like the smallest amount of time at Offkai. And if you guys ever do go to Offkai And if I do show up there, would you guys come see me? Would you come see me? Hi, Ink, how are you? I've come back from work and finally can catch your streams. Pretty much, there's no... Okay. I hope you had a lovely day and it wasn't too stressful. Please get some rest. As you're coming back from work, I'm about to leave for work, so please hand off the good vibes and energy. Oh, but Milky is saying there's no such thing as no parasocialism. I agree. It's just how toxic you decide to make it. Oh, Connect the World was in LA. Ah, I see. It had issues. Well, you know, the concert venue was so pretty, by the way. Like King's Theater, it literally looks like something from Phantom of the Opera. It has all these embellishments on there. I don't know. So who of you here actually went to the concert live? And who of you here watched the concert online live? I'm just curious so that I can like gauge if you guys have seen it already, so I don't have to ramble on too much about it. Also, I took a picture of that person who had the Hachima car. I was screaming so loud because the person with the Pennsylvania car plate with the Hachima car plate, holy crap, he took my idea. I would have gotten that first. If he didn't get it, I would have gotten the Hachima car plate. That's so big brain. With the massive Itasha that he had, like all these Hololive VTubers on there. Oh my god. Ink said that they were gonna try and table it. Oh my goodness, at Offkai. That's exciting. I don't think I'll actually be there in person because I'm gonna be so busy at work, but hopefully I'll get an opportunity to perform there, just because I did get like the card of someone who works at Offkai. Like they just showed up somewhere and gave us their card. Shining by the Story is the classic Holo anthem, while I think like Our Bright Parade is Hololive's new age anthem. Yeah, that song was stuck in my head hours after the concert. I just couldn't stop singing. Offkai application should be soon. I think I saw them tweet out that things have been finalized. Ooh, okay. So they haven't sent out applications yet, right? I should email them really quick. Oh, you're going to Offkai? Yay! Where is Offkai? That's my... Is it in DC? I don't know where it is. Oh, it was insane at IRL. Lord Lumineer went in person. Bon went in person. Verona's watched it online. Shadow Nerd says, broken, let's go. I know. Oh, you know, the concert tickets weren't actually that expensive. I think they were like $60 or something for the tickets. So, the most expensive thing is probably the convention, because you have to buy the tickets to the convention and then you have to get the tickets to the performance that was at the convention. So you're like doubling up. So speaking of AnimeNYC, oh, no one said you were there on Sunday. You were there on Sunday. I was there yesterday too. You saw a peek of the free preview. I remember when Arissa was like, unfortunately, this is the end of like the free preview portion. I was like, there's Old Big Brain. They had like a free preview version. That's crazy. The Hachima Mobile, that's what it was. Current goal is to table at Anime Boston though. Oh, okay. I wonder if they're a big convention as well. Never been to, I've only ever been to AnimeNYC and Anime Expo. I haven't been to like any other conventions before. Admission sales start tomorrow for Offkai. Wait, where's Offkai again? It is in San Francisco. San Fran! I want to go to San Fran. I have some friends in San Fran. It's... It says it's in San Francisco. Yeah, SF. I just saw like where the hotel options are. They're all in San Francisco. Oh, Alameda? Oh! Oh! Oh, you thought it was in Alameda? Okay, it's not. Not sure about Pamela's VTuber application, Joe. Just ask your contact. Okay, yeah, it wasn't that good. Oh, okay, so people are saying that the one at AnimeNYC wasn't that good. I heard you guys were chatting about it earlier, that the lighting and stuff was not so great. But I really wanted to get the Hololive, like, idol sticks that they were selling to the crowd, because my friends got 2 of them. Although they aren't as like bright as the one that I had. I'm glad that I actually got one online that's like an actual proper light stick from like a Japanese company, because my light stick was massively bright. You could literally use it as a flashlight in the dark, and I'm pretty sure you could use it at like at an airport to kind of to direct airplanes and things. But I know that the smaller ones, the Hololive ones, were a little not as bright, but they still did their purpose, and it was really cute because it had the Hololive logo on there. Actually, so the picture that I posted on Twitter of the Hololive light stick, it was my friend's light stick. I just wanted to borrow hers because it had the logo on there. Yeah, they were $28 each. That's also kind of steep because the light stick that I bought on Amazon was only 30 bucks. And it has 24 different, so there's 2 options. You can either switch it to keep it at a 12 color library, or you can upgrade it to a 24 color library. So they have like in between shades for more specific idol colors. And so that the Lumace one that I have has up to 24 colors. It has the preview button as well. And it's just so freaking bright. Mine was like brighter than all of the people in my area. Everyone had like smaller light sticks. Yeah. How was the audio at the concert in person? It was actually really good. So the acoustics were fantastic. It just felt like you were really at a concert, and in like a good quality concert, because I've been to like, you know, Radio City, I've been to like all these other big venues in New York City. It sounds exactly like that. And the only issue was that the people in front of us just kept standing the entire time. And during the MC portions, we wanted to sit down because we were tired, and they just kept standing up the entire time, and our legs were hurting. And so we sat, but then we couldn't see anything because they were just blocking our view the entire time. And I was just like, I wanted to tap their shoulders and be like, hey, can you sit down? Like, we really want to see them chatting, but our legs hurt from standing and walking around all day. But they just decided to not do that. And hi, hello, fellow Conan fan. I am a big Conan fan. In fact, I'm gonna do a little hand cam before the end of stream, and I want to show you all my Conan merch that I got in Japan. And also, so be proud of me though. I didn't get anything at the con, only gachapons. All right, I wanted to buy so many things, but I also arrived at the convention pretty late on Saturday, and my neighbors are screaming outside at the playground. I live right, there's like a big park right outside where I live, so if you can hear people screaming, it's just the children that are playing in the playground right now. Yeah. Oops. So, oh, you're so proud of me, thank you. I was really just there for the Detective Conan screening, and the movie was all right. I mean, it was a little underwhelming. Obviously, I feel like Detective Conan movies kind of don't really they're kind of the same in every movie. So when I was watching it, I thought, oh, you know, nothing really new or unexpected or different. I think the thing that was very entertaining was the fact that it was just so freaking ridiculous. So it was just ridiculous. The entire movie didn't make any sense with, like, I don't know if you guys have seen the new Detective Conan movie, The Bride of Halloween, but the whole concept was like there's a bomber, like a serial bomber, and the way that they ignite their bombs is they have 2 different colored fluids that they drip down from 2 different chambers, and they meet up at one singular chamber to mix and explode and ignite the explosion, essentially. So this serial bomber was trying to create like a ground zero nuclear explosion in the very center of Shibuya Crossing by injecting the fluids into like the jack-o'-lanterns that were hanging on the streets. And because the streets are elevated on both ends, the liquid, once the jack-o'-lanterns pop and the liquids drop from the jack-o'-lanterns, it would like slide down the streets and like meet at the center of the Shibuya Crossing, like with essentially just like a larger version of her bombs, and then explode and kill everybody in the vicinity. And I thought, that, first of all, I don't know what kind of liquid they be using. It's very glowy. It looks like glow stick fluid. I don't really know how much fluid you're gonna need to actually cause them to go to really quickly gush down the streets. And then Conan's method of stopping it is using his giant inflatable soccer ball as a stopper. And he essentially inflated his soccer ball in the very center of the street. And I was like, it's real. Like, just inflate like a Godzilla-sized soccer ball in the middle of this metropolitan area. It was funny. It was really funny. So I enjoyed that. It was like a 2-hour screening. By the time I had left the convention, it was closing up. So I didn't really get to go to the artist alley much and explore. So I wasn't able to get a lot of merchandise. But I did see the Hololive booth. I saw the face booth. What else did I do? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't really stay for that long. I was only there for like 3-4 hours. I checked out like the video games and stuff like that. Yeah. Right? Athy showing. What do you mean? I watched Detective Conan when I was very young. I'm still young-ish. Inflatable ball belt is the most OP gadget in Conan. I agree. You can use it for so many things. And it stopped it from mixing. How? Because it was like, I guess the imagery is like, imagine it is like one giant piece of gum or one giant stopper that, or it's just a ball. It's just like one stopper that stops two flowing liquids from reaching each other. Almost like if there were two pipes facing each other and there was a gap in between them and they were like gushing out on each end. You just get a giant ball and you stick it on in between the two pipes. So that was the concept, is that when he was younger, he actually met like a detective who helped him because he had broken like a water pipe and he was trying to figure out how to close it because it was spraying everywhere. And the detective got like a baseball and stuck the baseball in between the two pipes. And so Conan was like, I'm gonna be big brain and remember the thing that happened to me when I was 6 years old. And now I'm gonna use a giant soccer ball to stop the two bomb fluids from reaching each other. Yeah. So it just works. It was cute. It was cute. So I couldn't hate it. I just love Conan way too much. Hopefully you get the eye t-shirt you really wanted. I still haven't gotten it. And I saw someone in the line with that shirt. And actually the person sitting next to me was like, oh, I also have that. Oh no, not the person sitting next to me. There's like some other guy in line that I was talking to. And they were saying, oh, I also have the shirt. I have like the purple Haibara shirt with the little, her little symbols on there and like the pill and everything. And I said, oh yeah, I have that t-shirt as well. I wear it to sleep. It's like my pajama. And he followed up and said, oh, and I also have the one where Conan's putting the glasses on Haibara. And I cried because I was like, that's the shirt I've been looking for so long that I can't get. I mean, I could probably get it on eBay. I probably can get it on eBay. There are people selling it on eBay. I just need to get that shirt, and I wouldn't wear it. I would frame it because it's my favorite scene. Yeah. Again, sorry for the loudness that's happening outside. It is currently 5 p.m. and the children probably have come home from school and are enjoying themselves in the last few days of the summer heat, or the last few weeks, right? Yeah. I hope you enjoyed the concert. I did, Lapis, I did. School hasn't started yet. It has for some. For my brother, it has. For some schools, like private schools definitely have started. Colleges definitely have started. I know public schools, I think, start next week. I can't remember. It really just depends on the school. And here in the States, it's just like really weird. Schools all start at all different times. I don't know about public schools here. Yeah. Taro says about Off Kai, hopefully they move to a bigger location if possible, because this year shows that the audience desire is 100% there and the venue was overbooked. Yeah, there's just so many VTubers and indies and corporate-wise that are rising in popularity and garnering like a bigger fan base. So I think that they definitely need to get a bigger location. Also, just because they also don't have a lot of time slots. So hopefully if they get a bigger locations and more rooms, more VTubers can perform at the same time. It gives more opportunities and more slots for us to sign up for performances or to get accepted for performances and meet and greets. I would really love to do a meet and greet with you guys. I just feel really embarrassed because I don't have anything to really give you. I wish I could give you some like merchandise and stuff. Although on Wednesday when I do my birthday celebration, I'm gonna be revealing my emotes and badges and things, and I'm planning to make custom stickers out of them. So hopefully I can start maybe sending out merch. I don't know how I'll be able to do it. I probably have to hire a merch dealer specifically for VTubers. My initial plan was to just do it myself and order everything in bulk, and then just or order things based on your desires or the quota that I get, and send it out one by one, like ship them out from like a PO box basically. Yeah, I would love to send some stickers to you guys. And also my dream is to make a keychain of like Syringe Coon, or make a little keychain of the night owlet, not night owlets, the pill owls. Oh my god, I said night owlets. I haven't said that in so long. The pill owls, I want to make a little keychain of the pill owls. I want to make a little keychain of Syringe Coon. I also want to make, what are also really cute? Oh, like the band-aids and the first aid kits. Yeah, that would be really, really cute. First aid kits, hand sanitizers. Oh, that would be so cute. Put my little logo on a hand sanitizer. Yeah. What was the pen-like color you were using when they were all singing? I put on the dark pink for Callie, just because she was my first Hololive, the first Hololive VTuber I knew, and the first one that I really liked. And also I just have everything in my room is dark pink, like her color. So I had to put it on the dark pink color. Yeah, she just has a special place in my heart. Even though now I like love a lot more of the the Hololive VTubers now, not just her. Yeah, we step Maricala, yeah, let's go. Yeah, Athy approved logos. I'll put them on little hand sanitizers, even like the wipes. That would be so cute. Yeah. So anyways, Friday was my birthday. It was kind of crazy. I know I did a fun satsu with that. Saturday, I went to the con. And then Sunday, I was hanging out with some friends around the area. It was so much fun. We went to like a little Japanese supermarket, and we got to check out like a book off and like a Daiso. And so that was really nice, because I know in Brooklyn they have like the little Japan village there. So we went to that place. We didn't really get anything though. There wasn't really anything interesting in that area. But that was before the concert. And then right after that, we went and got some Korean barbecue. And I was so full after that. I like passed out, but I got home and I was like, I need to make my schedule for this week, and I need to make my thumbnails. So I got home at like 1 a.m. and I sat down and I said, before I take a shower, I'm going to make my thumbnails, make my schedule, post everything, and then go and then pass out. So these past 3 days have been so busy and so packed. I've been out of my house pretty much all day, so I really haven't had any time to kind of clean or like rearrange my things. My cosmetics are all over my floor. I look like a complete trash panda with all my freaking clothes sprawn out on my bed everywhere. I need to fold up my laundry that's been piling up. And then the one thing I really need to get to ASAP is to clean out my fish tank, because Kirby's corpse is still in there and I haven't really had time to bury him. So he's still right behind me. I turned off my fish tank. I turned off the lights and the circulation and everything. But I haven't been able to empty out my fish tank because it's really big and really heavy, and I need a lot of time to take everything out and get Kirby inside a little box to bury him somewhere outside of my apartment. Yeah, so I'm hopefully gonna do that tomorrow when I come home from work. Yeah. Edgewater, New Jersey has a Japan shopping center. I know that one. It's Mitsuwa. I always go to the spa across the street. Usually when we go to Sojo Spa, me and my family love going to shoujo spot. We spend the whole day in shoujo spot, and then we finish the day going to Mitsuwa. So Mitsuwa, my love, because I always love going into the Kinokuniya and the little like the Tokyo Village or something, Japan Village goods store that they have there, because they sometimes just have really cute finds. I know when I was in the Kinokuniya there, I saw like the some Hololive keychains and Nijisanji keychains, and in Mitsuwa they have some gachapon as well. And when I was last there, they were just announcing that they were going to have a Hololive gachapon there. And I was so upset that I couldn't get it because I don't go to New Jersey at all. Like maybe once in a blue moon. And then they had it at the convention. They had that exact Hololive gachapon series at the convention. So I decided to just try it once. And of course, I got my favorite. I got Callie. I was so happy. I mean, I would have been happy to get any of the girls, but the fact that I got Callie, I thought this is a sign. This is just great luck. This whole week has been fantastic luck. Everything has been going according to Kikaku, and I've been able to catch up with my friends and just have a lot of fun and spend a lot of energy being social. So now I'm going to recharge that social battery because I feel like it's definitely depleted. But I don't know why. I'm that type of person who can, even though I'm not super duper young anymore, I feel like I can go out and still party and have fun for a really, really long time. Like I have a lot of stamina, if that's a better way to say it. Yeah. I have a lot of energy. And maybe that's because I'm like more healthy and more fit, that I don't tire easily. And maybe it's because I haven't been addicted to caffeine or drowning myself in caffeine lately. So the crashes have been less frequent. But then again, I think it's just because the things that I was doing this weekend were things that I love doing and are my absolute favorite things to do in the entire world. And the fact that it was my birthday, that already put me in a really good mood and set me up for the rest of the weekend. And then Saturday, just being able to see friends and meet new people. Met a lot of new VTuber fans and VTubers throughout this weekend. So I'm very, very lucky to have been in the presence of such talented people. And it really motivates me to get better. You know, when I was chatting with a lot of them and just listening to their journeys, how they started out VTubing, how they got into VTubers in the first place, why they wanted to start streaming, and what their plans are in the future. I was really, really inspired by their journey and their hard work and determination. I kept thinking to myself, darn it, I need to work harder. This is no place to be for me. Athy, this is no excuse. You have all the resources, just not the time, but you have the resources. If you just push yourself a little harder, you could probably do a lot better. And just don't complain about being tired all the time. Yeah, that's just me. I kept thinking to myself, I need to stop making excuses about why I'm so freaking tired all the time. And it makes me mad, a little bit frustrated. So here I am. I'm going to do my best to continue streaming at least 3 times a week for you guys. No matter how crazy it's going to be, or no matter how crazy it is in my life, I'm always going to try and stick to this consistent schedule. But I also want to find time to post other content so you guys can enjoy it as well. Because of this weekend and because of last week being just so crazy, I haven't even had time to open my PC. I think this is the last time I opened my PC was when I streamed after my birthday. But I need to have time to like open it and actually plan things out like later, or actually during my break at work later tonight. I'm actually gonna bring my computer and I need to plan out my memberships and what I'm going to be giving as my perks, how I'm going to, and also the itinerary for Wednesday, because it's gonna be a 12-hour stream. So I haven't planned that out yet, but during my lunch/dinner break at work later tonight or later in the morning, usually our breaks are from like 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I'm gonna put down like a time schedule for what's gonna happen on Wednesday for the 12-hour stream. I definitely want to do eat some food with you guys. Maybe we're gonna get some milkshake. Maybe we'll eat some fast food from Wendy's and Taco Bell and Burger King, because those are the 3 fast food chains I haven't eaten from before. So fast food review. We're gonna have some cake. We're gonna have some milkshakes. We're gonna play some games. We're going to do some karaoke, maybe some hand cam. So yeah, a little mishmash of everything, and it's gonna be great. Yeah, lots of mukbangs. That's what it is. I forgot the name of it. Yeah. Yeah, so Mitsuha has the Hololive gacha pod now. The no one. If you go to Mitsuha, you'll definitely see it there. I think it's because you work with children that you're so that have a lot of energy, you said. Gotta have plenty of energy to wrangle them little gremlins. Yeah. And you have to have like positive energy too. You can't be like deadpan and flat. Even the most deadpan and flat affects like people I've met in my job, or even just the most cynical people, and maybe some of the more, I wouldn't say like rude, but they're the ones that gave me a lot of issues. When I see them interacting with our patients, it's like they become a completely different person. It's like they're usually the Grinch in real life, and all of a sudden they turn into like a Muppet. It's like, it's as if the Grinch turned into an Elmo. That's how it feels like witnessing my coworkers go from someone who is low-key kind of bullying me to talking to our patients like in a high-pitched Elmo voice. So yeah, they went into customer service mode. But you know, a lot of those coworkers ended up not staying in pediatrics. I know they had passion for peds, but a lot of them, when I asked them, why do you want to work in pediatrics instead of adults? And they said it's because they hate adults more than kids. And they don't like turning heavy adults. They don't like wiping adults, like their butts. And I said, well, we do that in pediatrics too for like the older kids. And they said, yeah, but at least it's 50-50, and they'd rather take care of babies and not like strain their back and not have to deal with aggressive adults and that sort of thing. Because they worked in adults before, and they said they hated it. They said, you know what? I don't like people in general. Like, this is one of my nurse colleagues. They were like, I really don't like people in general, but I became a nurse anyway because the money was good and the job opportunities are good. And I tried adults and I really hated it. And I'm not saying that I like kids, but honestly, I hate adults more, so there was really no choice. It's like you do adults or you do children. If you hate one, you'll just go to the other, right? Some people are the opposite. They really don't like working with kids, so they only will stick with adults. I don't mind working with kids and adults because I've worked with both, and I think I will mesh well with any age population, honestly. But some people are just very like, I really, really hate adults and I hate children less. So I'm working with the children because I hate them just a little less. And I'm like, that's not a good mindset. Also, that's probably why like people don't really like you, because you have that mindset and that personality. So you shouldn't say that. Yeah. Labis says, did you see the docu covers? I brought my Cali one. Ooh, I did not see the docu covers, but I did see it's a couple in like Artist Alley. I still don't own a Dakimakura. One day I will. Or maybe you guys will of me. I'd love to have a Dakimakura of me. Yeah. Belle says, don't forget to get some rest though. We'd love to get more streams, but don't overwork yourself. Thank you. I'm trying my best. There are a couple of tasks that I need to finish off first that I haven't been able to get to. I'm a terrible procrastinator first and foremost. I always put off things, even though I prioritize things in my life a lot more than my streams. So if I had something to do, like go run an errand or go get groceries, I obviously would rather do that than actually work on some of my stream stuff. But some days I'm like, okay, I really have to sit down and record. I really have to sit down and start mixing this. Because right now, I don't have the capacity or the time either to kind of outsource people. Because sometimes hiring other people takes more time and energy than just doing it yourself. So I'd rather just do everything myself. So here I am trying to do everything myself again. Also, I feel like I learn a lot more if I do things on my own. Even though I spend 100 million hours doing things and making mistakes and having to start all over again. Like sometimes some of my short edits, I don't really like them. So even though I spent like the last 2 hours trying to edit a 30-second short or a 1 minute short, and then I don't like it, I'll like scrap it and I'll just do another one. You know, I just wasted my 2 hours kind of trying to do that, but I learned how to do more video editing along the way. So I've been really proud because the short covers that I've posted, I did those video edits. And I know I use video editing programs that make it a lot easier for content creators because they already have like a library in it, so I don't have to keep searching around for different backgrounds or different PNGs and assets and effects. Like they have a big effects library, which I really love. So that helps me out a lot, saves me a lot of time. I'm also extremely proud of my graphic design skills have vastly improved in the past few years. And I'm really happy with my thumbnails. My thumbnail game has been really, really great lately. Do you guys notice that my thumbnails look really, really nice? And I'm proud of myself because I try not to spend so much time making thumbnails. I know I want to make them really appealing and really nice and I want them to pop out and grab people's attention. But I don't know. There's something about my thumbnails lately that I'm really digging. Yeah. Ink says that they don't like people in general. That's why I work with mice. Oh, mice are cute too. I freaking love the mice. I don't know. It seems to be that you're really good with kids. I'm not saying I'm not good with kids. If there's one thing I'm really good with, I work extremely well with kids. Ever since I was in high school, I think people have always commented about my ability to work well with like the younger population. Whether it be in high school, middle school, or even toddlers and babies. When I used to volunteer for summer camps, I don't know why, but the kids always gravitated towards me. And then the camp leaders would always say, gosh, you didn't come on the days that I didn't volunteer because I was both volunteering at summer camps and working summer jobs at the same time. So I would only work like every other day. The camp leader would be like, oh my goodness, the kids are asking about you and they really want to know the second part of the story that you told them. Because what I used to do is during these hikes is I would keep them entertained by making up really crazy stories about their favorite shows. I remember this one time I made up a story about Elsa and Anna because back then Frozen had just come out and all the kids were singing Let It Go and all the kids loved Frozen. Absolutely obsessed with Frozen. All I could hear throughout the entire summer camp were these little kids singing Let It Go and Do You Want to Build a Snowman? So I would make up a story about Elsa and Anna, kind of like a 2.0 Frozen fan fiction little situation. And the kids were super invested in this story. Like, what happened to Elsa and what happened to Anna after the story? And I said, okay, so then after Hans died, and then Anna, she became like this good, she became the queen and blah, blah, blah. And then they went on this adventure to go find another land, but this land had people with fire and blah, blah, blah. I can't remember what the story was. I remember this little girl, every time I would stop the story to go assist like a kid in the back, she would like follow me and she would just grab my shirt and she'd be like, and then what happened? And then what happened? You didn't tell me what happened next. She just kept sticking to me like little ducks. And all the kids always asked me, and I had a habit of kind of piggybacking the kids back to the ferry. So the situation of the summer camp was we were all on like this island and we had to take a ferry to this island to get to our campsite. And at the end of the day, because they're day camps, we would go back to the ferry and the trek down to the ferry is quite long. The trek from the ferry to the summer camp is like a good 30 minutes. Depending on how quickly the kids can get there, can sometimes even take like almost an hour. And by the end of the day, you know, these kids had been hiking, tree planting, gorging, swimming in rivers, swimming in lakes. like they're exhausted, and our youngest participant was only 4 years old. But they have a lot of energy, and some of the kids were just too tired, and we had to catch our ferry at a certain time. So I would literally carry the children at the back of the line. And I remember back then, I could carry 3 kids at the same time. I would carry one on my back and one on each arm. And I remember I would scream to the kids. I was like, we're gonna miss our ferry if we don't leave. Come on, let's go. So me just casually carrying 3 children all the way down this mountain and like running to the ferry. That was kind of my typical summer back in the day. And I remember they were all so cute. All of the little hugs and just all of their little cute moments just made me so happy. They really loved hugs. They would always pile up on me as well. Whenever I would like show up, the kids would all jump me, essentially. They would all like try to jump on top of me and ambush me in a way. It's really cute. I have a lot of cute pictures of those moments. Yeah. I have always been a real natural with kids. This is why I've always wanted to work in the pediatric field, whether it be a doctor or a teacher. Honestly, my biggest dream was to be a kindergarten teacher because my favorite age range is probably kindergarten age, anywhere between like the ages of 4 to 7. My favorite age range, like 3 to 7, basically my favorite age range. So I would have loved to be a first grade teacher or a kindergarten teacher or a pre-K teacher, and still like really wish I could to this day, or just open like a daycare or something like that. Those abs aren't for show. Athy just carrying 3 kids. Yep. That summer, or those summer months, I would get really, really buff and really, really tanned as well from the sun, just because I did have to carry a lot of kids every day down the mountain. And I still think to myself, damn, how did I do that? How was I able to carry 3 children? Well, the kids were small. I think, obviously I couldn't carry some of the bigger kids, but I definitely could carry the 4-year-old in one arm, his 6-year-old sister on the other arm, and probably like a bigger 7-year-old on my back. Yeah. Summer strength training, lol. Getting the mom experience. Man, I can't wait to be a mom. I love kids so much, and I do so much research on parenting and all of the different ways that parents raise their kids. I also love watching family vlogs. I know they're a little controversial and people are like, you really should not be putting your children on social media. But I'm just curious to see like how different families in different circumstances raise their children in different cultures, in different financial circumstances. And like, I love watching families with children who have disabilities, or deaf families, or families that have children who have like chronic medical issues. I think lately a lot of my YouTube feed, or like my Facebook/Instagram feed, have been posts of parents with children who have chronic disabilities, and they're trying to raise awareness. And as someone who works with children with chronic disabilities all the time, there are some that I've never seen or heard of or taken care of. So it's really great to educate myself on these kind of things sometimes. Like there's this one disease that's super rare that I haven't encountered in my job yet, but another name for it is, in the layman terms, it's called childhood dementia, but the medical term for it is called Sanfilippo syndrome. And there are a lot of kids with Sanfilippo syndrome. Essentially, they're terminal. Once their symptoms start to get more aggressive, they usually don't live until like their adulthood. So most kids with Sanfilippo syndrome don't see like past the age of 18. So it's really, really sad. And they're all really on hospice. And essentially you see them go from a completely healthy child to essentially like having dementia. They lose their ability to walk, to eat, to talk. They have to be fed through a tube. They aren't able to sleep. They have seizures, like all these neurological disorders. And it all just happens in such a fast time frame. So I've been reading up on that. They've been trying to raise awareness and funds on that because there aren't a lot of children with that disease, obviously, so there's not a lot of money into going into the research to find cures for it. So it makes me really sad. Like all of the diseases that don't have a lot of cures, like whether it be like from cancers, like brain tumors, to childhood dementia, that sort of thing, it always inspires me to like help them more, or to like be a better healthcare provider, so I can try and help them in any way that I can, or even raise awareness so that people can donate and find cures for these diseases. But that's kind of my mini passion in my job. It's not just work as a nurse, but also raise awareness for all of the diseases, like especially sickle cell, because we get so many sickle cell patients where I am. My hospital, like I said before, is literally 50% sickle cell patients, 50% psych patients, or like 49% sickle cell, 49% psychiatric patients. And then the other 2% are like the typical, broke their bone, have RSV virus, baby spitting up, constipation, throwing up, that sort of thing. So I get to chat with a lot of patients who have sickle cell and their experiences and raising awareness and things like that. And their parents are some parents are very, very involved. So they get them involved in like different communities and campaigns. Actually, there was like this one 6-year-old girl that I met who actually went all the way to the White House to speak in front of the president about sickle cell, in front of like a bunch of high-level politicians about her experience with sickle cell, and she was on the news and everything. And my father was gushing about her, like I'm so proud of her. They even made a book. So the hospital the child life department, they wrote a book and illustrated a children's book about sickle cell, and the main character in the book was actually her, like based after her. And that was all because the parents, her family and her, had the idea to create a book to give out to other kids with sickle cell, so that they can kind of so they know that they're not alone in this experience. And it's so cute, the illustrations. It had her name, her brother's name, everything on there. So it was so funny because she was not my patient the entire time that she had been there, but I had popped in every once in a while to kind of just help out because they called and the nurse was busy. So I'd like come in and help give some medications, like pain meds or whatever, heat packs. And I was like, oh, you have sickle cell? Well, we have I didn't know about how famous she was back then. And so I offered them, oh, I can get you some stuff. We have like these sickle cell resources, like a coloring book. We even have like a children's book that you can read. So then I went to our closet and I grabbed that sickle cell children's book to give to her. And I presented to them and they're like, oh, yeah, that book's based off of her. I'm like, what? It's like, so the book they've been giving out to all the kids this whole time has been you? And she's like, yep, I'm a celebrity. And I was like, oh, I'm in the presence of a literal celebrity right now. I was in awe. Like, I had just met someone so famous. Yeah. It was amazing. So surprising too. When they told me like, those are things that they do all the time. They go out to like DC a lot to and they speak a lot in like news events and things like that. She's only 6 years old. She's so cute. And she's a little celebrity, a little diva. And she's so mature for her age. These kids, some of these I think, how are they only like 6 or 5? They speak like they're teenagers. They're very old souls and very well spoken. Very mature for their age as well, especially, oh my god, I also met like a 4-year-old who had sickle cell, and even though he was going through so much pain and getting all these IVs inserted in him, because he was diagnosed since he was a baby, like mom had trained him on how to divert the pain and his fear, and she does like meditation with him. And just seeing like their meditation routine every single day when we have to draw labs on him, she will do like a special routine, say this mantra with him. She was like, I want you to repeat this after me. I am brave, I am strong, and all of that sort of stuff. And he will, even though it's like 5 in the morning and he's half awake, mom will wake him up and be like, come on, we have to do your labs. And I want you to take deep breaths and I want you to repeat after me. I am brave, I am strong, I can do this, that sort of thing, right? They'll repeat it like 3 times until he's mentally prepared to do this. And then we'll go in and then we'll, draw his labs and things like that. And he will not move a single inch. Like, this kid has trained himself to divert that pain and energy, all thanks to his mother as well. The most amazing parents I've ever met. There's some super parents I've met out there, and they inspire me so much. I think to myself, damn, if I become a parent, I literally want to become them. Because the amount of dedication they put into like their child's disease and helping them through this, both physically and mentally, is just amazing. Because you don't see that a lot. Some parents will just leave their kids alone and never show up the entire time that they're in the hospital. And then there are parents who are literally like coaching their children through the experiences that they're going to face, right? So it's very inspiring every day. Every single day I witness miracles. Every single day I witness like some of the most amazing people that I've ever met. And some of these people I'll probably, never meet again. It's just like a one-time instance. Maybe I'll never meet them again, but I'll never forget them. I never forget my patients. Even from almost 5 years ago when I first started, I still remember my patients from back then. I still remember my first patient. I still remember my first code. I still remember the first time I had to learn certain skills on a patient. And it's so crazy because when I see them again, 4 or 5 years later, they were babies back then. And then I'll see them again and they're like older and they have hair and they're walking and they're talking. And I'm like, oh my God, like 4 years ago, I literally took care of you in the ICU and I learned how to deep suction and you were literally only 6 months and waiting for a heart transplant. And now here you are walking, talking with a beautiful, beautiful blonde hair growing out of your head. And obviously they don't remember me because it was a long time ago. Well, wow, I couldn't tell that the kid would grow up and look like that because, when they're babies, they all kind of look the same. And then when they grow up, you're like, wow, they look so different. And it's funny because my coworkers do that too. Some of my coworkers have been working at this hospital for longer than I've been alive, basically. And so for the kids that are now in their 20s or in like 18, 19, 20, especially like the sickle cell ones, my senior coworkers have known them since they were born. Like these children were born at this hospital. They were probably, some of my coworkers like worked in labor and delivery and mother baby. So they're like, oh, I know this family because I helped take care of their baby when I was working in like the antepartum. And so I literally knew this child when they were less than a day old. And now they are 20 something years old and successful in college and thriving. And it's like seeing your child. It's like raising your child. So it's kind of nice to think that, oh my goodness, if I work in this profession for a really long time, I'm going to be seeing kids come back, like especially the chronic ones, every year. And I'm going to see them grow. And essentially it's going to be like your children, right? Almost like we're like your second mom. And some of our patients actually do call our senior nurses mom or like second mom or like mama and then their name. And I find that so cute because they really do treat them like their children. Like they'll bring their favorite snacks. I remember one of our senior nurses literally brought in a toaster because we don't have toasters in the hospital, because one of our patients loves like Pop-Tarts or something, or like something that you had to put, or like Eggo waffles, but he only liked his Eggo waffles crispy in a toaster and he didn't like the microwave. So one of the nurses brought her home toaster to toast his Eggo waffles the way he liked it. And he had a very particular way of toasting the Eggo waffles. It couldn't be too burnt, but it couldn't be too undercooked. And the problem was that a lot of us nurses did not cook his Eggo waffles correctly. He did have autism as well, so he was very particular about the way things were cooked and handled. And I want to say like 50% of the time we overcooked his Eggo waffles and he wouldn't eat them. And so, but it was just really nice for her to bring her toaster oven. Yeah. Owl daycare is real. That would be my dream. What's funny is Pecora has a kindergarten license despite her chaotic nature. You know, we need to be a little bit chaotic because you can't just be all stiff-faced and boring. Kids don't like that. They don't gravitate towards like the military type kind of authoritarian person. You have to be spontaneous. You have to be crazy. That's why, like, look at the Wiggles. Don't you ever see these videos of like on TikTok of like kindergarten teachers who are a little bit crazy and spontaneous with their ideas? Yeah, we love that. The kids love like the clowny kind of personalities. Do you think given names affect a child's future? If they're bad names and then they want to change them later. Yeah. Vika says, hi everyone, I finally know how Athy feels like. Aww. What do I feel like? I don't know. What do I feel like? What do you think I feel like? Maybe you could do a stream about rare children's diseases you've encountered, and so you can raise awareness. Sure. Yeah, we have one right now who has, oh my god, it's so sad. So the one patient I've been taking care of the past week, I really bonded with them, the mom, by the way. Mom and I are like, I feel like she's my mom. When I was chatting with this one patient's mom, I felt like she was like my mom or my aunt. I feel like we might be related in some way. But we like shared everything about our life. She shared about her home life and about her children and what happened to her child, and then I shared to her about my home life and how I became a nurse. And she was like, wow, I'm like so proud of you for doing all of this. And I'm like, I literally just met you today and you're acting like my mom and saying you're proud of me, and that just makes me so happy. But her child basically had and I just learned this last week too. I've never heard of this syndrome before. It's called FIRE syndrome. FIRES, literally febrile. It's like a febrile incident episode. Hold up. Let me pull it up. I know. Febrile infection related epilepsy syndrome. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that before. But a FIRE syndrome essentially, or FIRES, because it has the word syndrome, the letter syndrome in it, is when like a kid who's previously very healthy, all of a sudden has a fever and has like a febrile seizure event that doesn't stop. That is recurrent, essentially. Because usually febrile seizures are common in children. But yes, children and babies can seize from having fevers. I see that a lot. But in this case, the seizures don't stop after this febrile infection-related event. So this previously healthy kid, when he was like 6 years old, all of a sudden had a febrile seizure one day and it wouldn't stop. And ever since that moment, he became completely like bedbound. Had to have a tracheotomy and a tracheostomy. Is now feeding tube dependent, like G-tube dependent. He's quadriplegic and has encephalopathy. No really purposeful movement. Yeah, just like one of those kids you see in like long-term care facilities, essentially, is what happened. But mom takes such good care of him. Such good care of him. And she never ever sent him to a rehab facility, which is very, very difficult to do because she has to do all of his care at home. She has to take care of the ventilator. By the way, he's trach to vent, like a literal ventilator to help him breathe. She has to make sure he's breathing at home. She has to clean him. She has to change him. And he's now big. He's like big now. He's like a teenager. So it's really hard to do all of that on your own. But she still takes care of him as a single mom with other children at home. She cleans him up really well. He has no bed sores. His skin is really, really clean and smooth. And the most amazing thing too is the dental care. Because especially with these patients, I think that the dental care gets neglected a lot and their teeth are usually very rotten and yellow. But his teeth were whiter than mine. And I was like, oh my god, mom brushes your teeth so well every day. Even though he can't really open his mouth, it's kind of hard to brush his teeth because he doesn't open his mouth. But I thought to myself, wow, his teeth look very clean, which means mom has to be brushing his teeth twice a day, which is fantastic. Fantastic. Shiki, thank you so much. Oh my god, I didn't even see. Ah, Shiki, thank you so much for the raid. Holy moly, I'm sorry. I was just talking about something very like personal to me, so I was a little focused. But hi everybody, welcome. If you guys are in a cult treat and watching me for the first time, my name is Athy. I am a nurse owl. I like to do a lot of chatting streams about my medical related adventures because I work at a hospital, and actually I do have to think about wrapping up in like the next 30 minutes because I have to head out to work in the next hour. My shift starts at 7:30. It is currently 6 p.m. And tonight I'm gonna be working a double shift, so I'll be working 2 shifts in a row. So it won't be too bad. But I hope you had a lovely stream of cult treats. Please give all the love to Shiki. By the way, my pill owls, if you guys have not checked her out, Milky has the link right over there. Shiki Miyoshino. Amazing singer, amazing streamer, has just the cutest voice ever, cutest model ever, the best doggy VTuber ever. I love her so much. Please go check her out. Yeah. YouTube broke the raid notif. I know. I don't know why it didn't show up. Anyways, what I was saying, I love you, Shiki. So I'm sorry, you came in like halfway through a story that I was talking. I was telling my pill owls about a patient I've been taking care of in the last week, and he is a total care trach event G2 patient, very heavy patient. But I was saying how mom really takes care of him really well at home, and as a nurse, as someone who sees kids from like all walks of life and all conditions medically, it's like a dream almost to see a kid that's completely, not I wouldn't say healthy, but like stable, has good dental care, has good skin care, like no bed sores. He just looks so happy, and it's so cute because I'll walk in and I'll be like, hey buddy, and he gives me like this big smile, and he's just so cute. He's just so adorable. And then mom's like, oh, I think he likes you, and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. He always smiles whenever I'm chatting with mom because he knows that we're having a good time. So he's there, like he understands what's going on. He just can't speak or he can't move. It's those moments are so wholesome for me, and they make me really happy that like we're able to give all of our time and energy and care to make him feel better, and that mom really trusts us to the point that mom actually goes home. There's some parents who are like, I don't trust you guys. I'm gonna stay in a hospital. I'm gonna watch the nurses do every single thing. Every time you come in and touch my child, I'm literally gonna like stare at you, take vitals on my child. And it's kind of nerve-wracking because we get pressured a lot with parents who are very helicopter on their babies, and I really do not like helicopter parents. Like I really hate helicopter parents. I'm so sorry. They're the ones that give me the most anxiety and make me mauled. I think I'm mauling a little bit because of those helicopter parents, but I have had parents who have told me like, oh, like stop taking my baby's blood pressure, it's squeezing her arm too hard, or like, I don't know, you're like feeding my baby too hard. I'm like, what the F does feeding your baby too hard even mean? Like, hello? You're feeding my baby too hard. Huh? Like, huh? What does that mean? It's Jibiaka. I work at a hospital. I work in a pediatric ICU. But some parents are like, you are feeding her too fast. I'm like, but that's not for me to control because she's the one feeding herself. Like, I can't control how hard she's eating, fast she's eating. Like, calm down. And I'm not saying that's like a bad thing, but not a bad thing all the time, but parents who think that the hospital is a hotel also grinds my gears. You know what grinds my gears? Helicopter parents and negligent parents or entitled parents. Negligent parents, like whatever, they're not there, so they're already out of my radar. I don't care about them. But The ones who are there and actually don't do anything for their child, like they don't change their diapers, they don't feed the child. They're like, oh, we're in the hospitals, the nurses will do everything. We're not a nursery, okay? It's not like you just freshly given birth to your baby and now you want to sleep and then you just send your baby to the nursery so the nurses can feed the baby so you can get some sleep after you just gave birth. Like, sure, that's normal. But you can't just be rolling up to like an ICU setting or a med surg setting where we literally have like 6, 7 other patients and you're expecting us to feed your baby every 2 hours. So I've had that situation where parents will ring the call bell. And I notice this in some cultures, especially if it's the father and it's only the father there, like they don't touch the baby. They will press the call bell and will be like, hey, my baby pooped. Okay, so then what do you want me to do about it? Oh, can you send the nurse to change my baby's diaper? Okay. It's not like I have like 50 million meds to give, but I'll get to you when I get to you, okay? That is my I just have my like my happy my passive aggressive resting bitch face. Not my resting bitch face, but more like my smiling bitch face. My passive aggressive smile face. Like, okay, sir, we'll get to you in 1 second. Just after I deal with my screaming patient down the hall. Those parents, so those are some of like, and what's great is that my coworkers are all in with this too. Like some of my coworkers will end up with parents like that and they will rant to me. I'm like, oh my God, there's a really, really difficult parent in this room. Can you please go and do this for me? I really don't want to face them. See, a lot of my coworkers and even myself have like social anxiety. I have mad social anxiety. You guys don't even know. And I compensate for that social anxiety by being overly hyper and overly social, if you know what I mean. So people who meet me think, gosh, she's so hyperactive and energetic and very social and outgoing. You must be an extrovert. And I'm like, you know why I'm doing that? Because I am dying a little bit on the inside every second that I'm speaking to you. And every single word of our conversation runs through my head like a filter. And I'm processing every sentence and thinking to myself, oh, did I say the right thing? Or, oh, are they getting bored? Or are they tired? I get very, I want to say sensitive, but kind of sensitive to people's body, like their body language, their body language. I'm very sensitive to people's body language. So if people don't smile at me, I feel like they hate me immediately. Like I go up to a person and I say, hey, can I get a burger? Can I get some burgers with fries? And then the cashier is like, sure. And they don't smile at me or they don't greet me. And then the first thing that pops in my mind is like, oh my God, I did something wrong. I said something wrong. They hate me. It's the end of the world. I'm going to run out of here and I'm never going to come back. That is what happens. So dealing with this as a nurse is hard. It exhausts me mentally because I will go into the room and parents will be having the worst day of their entire life. They'll be sobbing, they'll be crying, they'll be screaming. It's so emotional. And me, as a person, when I first started out as a nurse, didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to react. That was my big thing. I didn't know how to react. But throughout the years, I've kind of built like a wall almost so that it doesn't affect me as much. So when an emotional event happens, like the parents crying, like I will empathize, I will sympathize, but it won't affect me as much as it used to, right? I don't know. It's just very difficult because sometimes when I go home, I'm not able to sleep because I will run through the events of what happened during that shift, everything I said to the parent, everything I said to my coworkers, like, oh, did I give report correctly? Did I say the right thing to the parent? Did I accidentally promise them something that I shouldn't have? Or should I have asked the doctor? Or should I have advocated for them more? sometimes I always think that I'm like, should I have worked harder? Should I have done better on that shift? And then I feel bad about myself because the next day I'll come in and they're like, oh yeah, we did this and this for the patient. Like, and I would think to myself, oh no, I could have done that last night. Why didn't I think of that? Anyways, moral of the story is Athy's very hard on herself, especially when it comes to her job and meeting new people. Even like last night, the people that I met during the concert, I feel like I might have been a bit too, I wouldn't say loud, but was I a little too talkative? My brain, I was I being a little bit too talkative? Was I yapping a little bit too much? Was I a little bit too like overwhelming for them? I kept going up to them and I was like, am I overwhelming you? I literally was like that. I was like, I really hope I'm not too like overwhelming. Like, I hope my energy is not too overwhelming and that I'm not, I know if you guys are tired, just let me know and I'll stop talking. Like, I will just sit in silence and just not talk anymore. Because I've had that situation where somebody literally said to me, they're like, your energy is too strong for me. I need to sit down. And I'm like, oh my God. And this was in like a taekwondo, at a taekwondo practice class, like a taekwondo training session. And there was this one girl who joined and I wasn't even talking to her. I was just practicing taekwondo. She was like, I can feel your intense aura and it's really strong. It's overwhelming me. I need to sit out for a few seconds. And I was like, what? My aura is strong. She's like, yeah, I'm just very sensitive to people's auras. So, and yours is very intense. So I'm gonna go sit in the shade for a little bit. And I was like, oh no, my intense aura. You know why? It's because I'm a freaking Leo. That's why. Wait, is August? Is it a Leo? Or maybe it's because I'm a Leo. Horoscope Leo? Yeah. So it's my internal Leo. So do you guys believe in horoscopes as well? This is an interesting topic, actually. I've always wanted to chat about horoscopes and personalities. I've done a couple of tarot readings in the past and they were amazing. I feel like they literally set my whole life in stone and gave me the motivation to actually uphold those predictions. Yeah. Oh my, what you guys are saying about being hypersensitive? I'm paranoid whenever I interact with nurses because I don't want to inconvenience them. Oh no, those are our favorite patients. The ones that try not to inconvenience them, but then we don't want you to think that you're an inconvenience and then we feel bad and then we baby and coddle you. We can tell if you're trying your best to not inconvenience us, and in that way it'll backfire because then we will give you all our attention. Loki says, gotta process every word. Exactly. I know some people just don't smile, like that's their natural affect, like that's their natural kind of default. So I have to get used to that. But me being like I'm almost like a mixture of a lion and a golden retriever in one. And now that I think about it, I really am kind of like a golden retriever personality. Oh, well, even though I'm an owl, if in terms of like my internal spirit, I can only think of myself as a golden retriever. Do you overthink about what you say to the pillows? Ha! You think I overthink about what I say to you guys? I literally don't give a damn. This is the only space where I can say whatever the hell I want and not regret anything afterwards. Although there have been times. Sometimes I regret talking too much. That's my biggest regret. I'm like, did I bore them? Did I bore them by telling them the same thing over and over again? My storytelling has been getting really bad lately. Do the pillows think I'm weird? Do the pillows think I have ADHD? Like last stream, I was reading the comments on my last stream and somebody was like, do you have ADHD? And I was like, I'm not diagnosed with ADHD, but now that you say that, you're like affirming it, and now I'm gonna think I have ADHD and it's gonna give me more anxiety. Yeah. As a quiet and shy person, having a yapper to hang out with is a huge plus. I think I need to preface with people before I meet them. I just need to brief them before I meet them next time, especially if it's the first time, especially if it's a VTuber I've never met in person. I have to tell them, I'm sorry if I talk too much. It's just, I don't hang around people a lot. I don't hang around people other than my patients a lot. And if you look at it in the perspective of a dog, it's like looking at a new treat for the first time or looking at a new toy for the first time. Not saying that meeting new people is like playing with toys for me, but in the way, yes. Imagine you're like this golden retriever and you have all these toys that you see every single day and you're bored with all those toys, but then you meet something new and you get to know more about someone and listen to them and listen about their stories. And it excites me. It excites me so much. Maybe one of my passions really is to get to know people more once I get comfortable with them. But then that's weird because it sounds like I would be an extrovert, right? In that sense, because extroverts love getting to know people, making friends. But it's weird because I never really had friends when I was in school. I'm like I isolated myself. I had like one best friend. Meanwhile, my siblings were social butterflies, have a million friends, always had lots of people come to their birthday parties. And I'm just here like having a birthday party with two of my best friends, and I was happy with that. I'm not complaining. I think they're interesting, but I don't believe any of them passed cold or hot rating. Oh, you mean in terms of the horoscopes? Yeah. It's funny because my coworkers will be like, "Are you a Leo?" I can tell. Or one of my patients actually told me. She was like, "Are you a Leo by any chance?" And I was like, "How do you know?" And she's like, "You're just very bubbly and always very positive and, you know, that kind of thing. You have like a lot of energy." And I would be like, "That's so funny," because I feel like I'm dead on the inside 24/7. Do I really look like I have so much energy? Me just screaming internally. How? It's because I'm running on fumes, that's why. I'm running on my fumes. I have no energy left. I'm delirious at this point. I'm manic. The only reason why I have energy is because I'm straight up manic and delirious. And it's probably the caffeine talking. Man, I'm glad I never became an alcoholic or anything like that, because I feel like I'm a hyperactive alcoholic. That's a problem. And I noticed that recently. Not a hyperactive alcoholic. I'm a hyperactive drunk. I remember at least the last few times that I was drunk, I have a very hard time sleeping. And also I feel like I have more energy to go out and do things. I have this funny story of this one New Year's event. Back when I was in high school, we were drinking champagne at home. I had invited some of my best friends to kind of celebrate New Year's with us. So after New Year's had passed, we wanted to get more drinks, more alcohol. So we walked out to the 7-Eleven to buy some more booze. And I remember after getting our booze, we went to the park. And at that point, I was already drunk. I had like champagne, I had wine, I had everything, like vodka, whatever. And I started doing acrobatics in the middle of the park at like 2 a.m. in the morning. And my friends were like, "Athy, be careful, you're going to break your neck." And I was like, "I don't care. I'm gonna jump off this freaking bench and do a cartwheel." We were so loud and so drunk. I just kept doing cartwheels down the park and jumping off benches and doing split jumps off the benches. And I never felt more alive than in that moment. I was like, "Woohoo! I feel so alive! Let's do some cartwheels right now! Woo! I can fly!" And I like jump off the bench and I'm like, "I'm flying!" And now I know I'm a hyperactive drunk. So it's a good thing I can't really get into alcohol because I'm not low-key allergic. I'm high-key allergic, very allergic. I feel like I want to die after I drink alcohol. It's poison. It's poison to me. But I will experiment with it in as I need, like Mau Mau from Apothecary Diaries. some part of me thinks that Mao Mao, even though she's like, she's an alcoholic, like she has a high alcohol tolerance, but a part of me thinks that when she first started alcohol, she wasn't very tolerant to it. And when she first started drinking alcohol, she would get these really bad reactions, but then she would really enjoy those really bad reactions. And it kind of reminds me of my reactions to alcohol, because I feel like I'm in so much pain when I drink alcohol. And then she just ended up building up a tolerance to it because she really wanted to continue to feel those effects of the alcohol after she drank. But my symptoms are that I feel like my brain is literally going to explode out of my head. That's pretty much the only symptom I have after I drink alcohol. It just feels like my brain matter, the squishy part, is a balloon and it's being inflated. I can feel my arteries, my veins, my blood vessels pumping through my brain. Like everything gets very sensitive, so I can feel my pulse in my brain. And it just feels like my intracranial pressure is increasing. So because of that, I sometimes feel like I'm going to lose consciousness or feel like I want to throw up. Or feel like I'm just want to literally die because my brain is about to explode. So it's really bad. I should not drink alcohol at all. So don't expect any more drunk streams from me unless something happens and I decide to try drinking again just for fun. Some of us are late bloomers in the social sphere. Me too. I'm glad you all relate to me in that sense. I enjoy people that are really passionate about whatever topic. I'm content with listening and analyzing them and pondering. Oh, that's so nice. Me too. Me too. I like watching a lot of educational videos. I feel like my TikTok is mainly educational videos. You know how the algorithm kind of predicts what kind of videos you like to watch? So my videos are not meme videos, which is why I'm very out of touch with like Zoomer humor. I'm very out of touch with the TikTok memes. Like the whole demure thing that's happening right now, I only found out about it because of my coworkers. But even the skibbity toilet thing, I didn't even know about it until this year, or like a few months ago, because of you guys, or because of something I saw on Twitter. But most of my TikTok feed is usually family vlogs, like about like cooking for their kids, or parents kind of making bentos for their kids. I have a lot of, oh, these are toddler safe recipes, or here's what my toddler eats in a day. Or here's my toddler's outfit of the day. And I'm like, oh no, I think this is a sign. I also have a lot of healthcare related videos, like nurse TikToks, Nurse John TikToks, doctor TikToks, just like parodies and things like that. Really funny. I love the pharmacy ones as well, pharmaceutical TikToks, anything healthcare related basically. So it's like half healthcare related and then half like and half kid related, because it's very important knowledge. Like if I had children one day, they're gonna be toddlers, and I need to know what kind of foods I should feed my toddlers, or like what kind of fun toys to make for them so that they have enough like mental stimulation and yeah, so they become smart kids in the future. I can literally run a Montessori school from my backyard. That's my dream, is to build like a big playroom for any kids that I take care of, whether they be mine or other people, and just create like very fun, educational, like play, like activities. And I love watching all these creative activities that parents make for their kids to help develop their like motor skills or their critical thinking skills. It's really, really cool. Really, really cool. DK! Cook for me? Will you be my baby, DK? I'm going to add you as mod right now. Welcome to stream, DK. By the way, guys, go check out DK from VNU. She's an amazing streamer. Recently did a really, really, really fun game show called, is it like Press the Button or something? Like this dating game. I watched the whole thing. It was so funny. Push the button. That was really, really cool. So go check DK out. They do really, really, really unique streams like that, and also have amazing covers. Yeah, I think we were in the process of doing something together, but I have to get back into that DK. So I apologize for being so busy. But I will feed you, DK. What do you like? Do you like do you like vegetables? Because the most important thing is to make sure that your children eats vegetables. And some of the ways that parents sneak in vegetables into their children's foods is so creative. Some of them like make them in smoothies. Some of them bake zucchini into like banana breads and cakes and stuff. Like, damn. Why didn't my parents do that for me as a child? They straight up was just like, eat your disgusting virgin broccoli. Not even seasoned, not even touched, not even boiled. Just the straight up raw virgin broccoli. Eat your virgin vegetables, unseasoned. me sad owl eating rabbit food. I'm not a rabbit. I'm an owl. I should not be eating rabbit food. Where's the rats? Where's the pizza? Where's the pizza and rat? Pizza rats. I want it. I'm a firm believer there are no such thing as toddler-safe foods, only restrictive mentalities from parents. I mean, if your kid has allergies, that's another story, but that's true. I feel like all foods are safe for toddlers, unless they choke on them. And that would be an issue. Definitely should train yourself if you ever have kids to learn how to first aid your child if they're choking. That's the scariest thing. Is that something that I like pizza rat? Yeah, I love pizza rats because I'm an owl, but they never let me have owls when I was a baby. But it's okay because I love vegetables now, only because my parents forced me to eat so many vegetables when I was a kid that at this point I'm just used to the taste and I don't hate them anymore. But I have met so many people who are like anti-veg. I've met people who will not even put a single vegetable in their mouth, not a single green leafy substance in their mouth. They will only eat meat, they will only eat fat, they will only eat carbs. It's like the thought of a vegetable or the taste of a vegetable just turns them off so much. Or it's like they're so averse to it. It's almost like that vegetable murdered their entire family and now they can't even look the vegetable in the eye. If vegetables had eyes. That's how much they hate vegetables. And now they're here to avenge their family by not acknowledging their presence. Some people just don't acknowledge the presence of vegetables. You're on a no-carb diet? Yeah, get on that keto diet. It works really well. I have some coworkers who are on the keto diet and they look fantastic now, but they really have to stick to it and it does take a little while. And in the initial stages of ketosis, it's really hard. Like really hard. Your body will feel like it's starving and also you'll have really low energy levels because of the lack of carbs. But once your body gets that turnover from using carbohydrates to using fat, and that's what is called ketosis, then your body will regain its energy levels. You really just have to stick by it. But there's like a dip. There's like an energy dip when you go keto. I should go keto, but I can't give up carbs, man. Bread? No. French fries? No. My milkshakes? No. I can't give it up. I can't. You've lost 26 pounds so far. Oh my God, this Strato. Thank goodness. That's amazing. I was gonna say thank you for losing 26 pounds, but thank you for working so hard. Thank you for working so hard. That is amazing. That's an amazing milestone. And whether you're trying to lose more weight or whether you're trying to maintain that, I wish you all the best in your future, in your diet future, in your health journey, essentially. Athy here be like trying to lose weight as well. And I'm like a completely healthy weight. My BMI is completely fine. But I always tell myself, darn, when I step on the scale, I'm on like the higher end because of all my muscles. So this one time, I went to an endocrinologist just because I was like dealing with some hormonal issues and things like that. And the endocrinologist was like, oh, Athy, you're like 2 pounds overweight. first of all, it wasn't even overweight weight, because I had to be at least 10 pounds past that weight that she was trying to say to be overweight. I was on like a completely healthy weight range for my height. But she said, no, you have to be on the lower end of your BMI to be healthy. She's like, you need to lose like 1 pound, 2 pounds. And I'm like, sure, I could do that in a day. I just need to sweat out all this water. Because you can literally lose like 1 pound in a day by just sweating. But I also told her, because I was very active at the time, competitive taekwondo, athlete. I was training like 4 to 5 days in the gym, 3 days a week in the taekwondo gym for like 2.5 hours. And then on the other days, I would be at the gym doing weight training, right? Or cardio. And I was like, couldn't it have been muscle? We learned this in nursing school, like muscle weighs more than fat. So maybe I weigh more because I have more muscles now? Because I had actually gained weight even though I was trying to lose weight. But I was also exercising more. You know what I mean? But then I gained weight from exercising more because I developed more muscle mass. So then my endocrinologist was like, no. You need to lose weight. And it was, I've told this story before, but it was like holiday time. It was like November, and she's like, okay, it was almost Thanksgiving. So she's like, so just a tip for the holiday season, like when you go to parties and things, just don't look at the food. Just keep talking. Just distract yourself, keep talking. Don't eat anything. Don't overeat, is what she was trying to say. And I was like, okay, are you sure? It's not muscle mass, because I've actually been eating very healthy since we last saw each other 3 months ago, or even 6 months ago. And I feel like I look better. Like I look more slender. And she was like, no. It's hard to look like you're gaining weight because you have such a pretty face. Was what my endocrinologist told me right in my face. She straight up said the words, like quote from word to word, it's hard to look like you're gaining weight because you have such a pretty face, is what she told me. And I will never forget that. Never, ever forget that. One, it was kind of a compliment though, so I was like, thank you. But two, I'm like, huh? Are you saying that people won't tell that I'm fat because my face will just compensate for that? Is what she's trying to say. Anyways, was a little bit offended, never went back to her again. Mind you, this was a female doctor that said this to me. So I was a little bit okay with it. If it was a male doctor though, man, the fist would have been flying. I would have been arrested that day. In that inner rage. Thanks, I guess. Yeah, right? I was just like, thanks. I guess. But we kind of have that issue in our family. Like both my mom's very, very good looking as well. My mom's very pretty. She used to be in like pageantry and stuff like that when she was around my age. And that's also the issue too, is that like my mom is now getting like the mom bod, where she's getting older and not looking, and like just kind of getting a little bit of a belly. But people don't notice that because her face is so pretty, and people never comment about that. Or if they do, and when I bring it up, they're like, no, what are you talking about? Your mom is so pretty. But it's because the face is pretty, but then they don't comment about anything else. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that was low-key fat shaming me. That was low-key fat shaming me. I was fat shamed. Oh my God. I was fat shamed. Speaking of weight loss, do you have a take on GLP-1 antagonist medications? Well, I think it's an amazing advancement in medicine. I think that it's being overused right now. And I think the fact that it can be used recreationally is a little bit of an issue. It's kind of like it's like kind of like marijuana, in my opinions on that sort of thing, or even other kind of like medications or drugs. The fact that it's not really, what do you call it? What's the word? wow, I'm blanking out. It's like, it's not really controlled, is kind of the similar role is what I'm trying to say. It's not really controlled by the FDA, and that you can just get them at any random clinic and you don't really need prescriptions. You can get them at like beauty parlors now. Heck, I was at my I was getting like a laser appointment done, and I saw a poster, I was like, that said, reach out to us if you're interested in getting the Ozempic shot. We can give you Ozempic shot here. Like, you could just get it at like any beauty parlor now, right? And that kind of scares me a little bit, because some people will use it even though it's not really indicated for them. Like, some people whose BMIs are not super high, who maybe just want to lose a pound or two, will look to Ozempic now. And I know it had that reputation of being like the celebrity weight loss drug, that celebrities were using it to get fit. But like, why do we have to follow everything celebrities do? Huh? Like, we're not celebrities, and you'll never be a celebrity if you think that way. So I only approve of it if it's used in like life-threatening situations, or if somebody's health really depends on their weight loss. For example, like my younger sister is actually going through this right now and requires a prescription for it now. So I'm glad that her doctor actually spoke to her in depth about it, and that she really needed it, because she has like other things going on. She's not like super overweight or like obese. She just has like hormonal issues, and she really wants to have kids in the future. So one thing to help combat those hormonal issues so that she's able to be fertile again is to actually lose weight. So that's why she really looked to getting like these getting the Ozempic, and also getting like surgeries done to help with the weight loss, because she's been trying for so long. But I think it's a hormonal issue. I really think it's like a metabolic issue, and it's a hormonal issue. So if people are suffering from like that sort of stuff, then yes, then go ahead. But if it's something that, like, for example, you have been like binge eating for like the past few months and maybe gained like 5 pounds, and now you want to lose weight, so you go to your doctor and be like, hey, I want Ozempic because I gained like 5 pounds in like the last 3 months. No, definitely not, because you can lose that weight. Just go to the freaking gym and go walking or whatever. Just don't binge eat. Don't eat like trash. Or if you have like mental health issues, like, go see a therapist if you can. I know it's easy to just say that, and it's really hard to actually do it. But really, just try and get some help. Don't automatically go to a medication. I am also very much like, if you can prescribe the least amount, then you should. Like, if there's the bare minimum amount that you can prescribe, then just prescribe that amount. Like, don't keep giving them all these unnecessary medications that could be destroying their liver, kidneys, all of this sort of stuff. That's why I'm a little bit frustrated about the hospital that I work in right now. I currently work in a different hospital that I used to work in. So the current hospital that I work in, their method of like prescribing antibiotics is very much overboard, especially with children. They immediately go for the triple antibiotic treatment when they're in the emergency room. Really do like covering all their bases until the cultures come back. And I feel like that's a little aggressive sometimes. But at my old hospital, my first job, they were very careful about what kind of antibiotics to give to children, because you don't want them to develop antibiotic resistance, or even develop allergies, or even even have like damage to their internal organs from long-term use of those medications. So I'm like very holistic as well. I love holistic medicine, by the way. I'm not like a hippie or anything like that. I'm not like one of those parents who are anti-vax or believe in like crystal healing powers or whatever. But I also love integrating Eastern medicine into my practices. I actually took a elective when I was in nursing school that was called herbs, supplements, and nutraceuticals. And our professors had PhDs in Chinese medicine, in acupuncture. And it was one of my favorite classes of all time, because it just came to show that you can get the same effects of medicine in some of the foods that you eat every single day, like garlic, matcha, tomatoes. These all have like healing properties in them. And that's how people used to make medicine back in the day. It was all from herbs. And I think that's just the little apothecary in me, or just the little kind of, I don't know, the little nerd in me, the herbalist nerd in me. But I honestly, if I could switch to a different job profession, I'd also really love to be like either like a Chinese medicine doctor or some sort of like herbalist apothecary kind of situation. I know that they're not really a thing anymore. They're kind of being phased out. Like apothecaries don't really exist in this world anymore. But my biggest dream would be to open something like that, or just have like an educational platform to teach people about different herbs and plants, and also different foods. So fun. I remember it was just so fun because our lectures, which were like an hour and a half long, would all just be about one food. So one lecture, it was just an hour and a half of my professor talking about the benefits of cocoa and the cocoa beans. And then she would hand out at the beginning of class all these little chocolate bars, different kind of chocolate bars with different percentages. And she was like, okay, we're going to eat the food we're going to be learning about today. And then there was one class that we were learning about matcha powder or tea powders. And I was also really, really interested in my nutrition class that I had to take in nursing school, because she also taught us a lot about these myths and some of the things that people think of that are very outdated. And yeah, just like a lot of common facts that are common rumors that have been spread that are not necessarily true about people's nutrition and diets, like vegan diets and vegetarian diets and stuff like that. She just wanted us to be educated on all opinions and have like an open mind, right? So I really liked the nutrition class. I feel like I wish I could have also been a nutritionist. Food is so interesting. Foods, herbs, supplements, vitamins, all these sort of things. I take a lot of vitamins too, as well. Like I take vitamin D. I take a probiotic every day. Every day I take a probiotic and vitamin D. And I also take my allergy pill. And then at night, and I also take fish oil, because I take a fish oil supplement every once in a while because I don't eat a lot of fish lately. I haven't been eating a lot of fish lately. And then at night, I actually take magnesium supplement so that it helps me go to sleep faster. Yeah. But in terms of Ozempic and stuff, I don't like how it's overly commercialized now. It just makes me really sad because we don't know the side effects of it now. It's not the same situation as it was in COVID. Like with the COVID vaccine, people were like, oh, there's not enough research on the long-term effects of the COVID vaccine. But like people were literally dying from COVID and the hospitals were being overwhelmed. It's not like people are going to die immediately from being obese unless they have other health issues, which can be controlled with other medications. Or it's not like our hospitals are going to be overrun by people who have like weight issues, right? There are other ways to combat that, whereas COVID, it was like there's no other way. There's no other cure. So Ozempic, I feel like, should be the last resort. I know that some people are scared of getting like surgeries, gastric bypass surgeries. They don't want to do that. It's too invasive. So if there's another way they want to do that's less invasive, okay, whatever. Get the Ozempic, but talk to your doctor about it. And I feel like it's a little hard because people who do have weight issues or like obese or overweight also have other issues, right? They have hypertension, they have diabetes, they might have high cholesterol. And we don't know if that's going to affect their other comorbidities. So that's why it's very scary for me to think about, giving those kind of medications to people with all these comorbidities. They were giving them out like candy, essentially, Sono. You're right. You're exactly right. Yeah. You're really making medicine sound so fun and easy. The little nerd in me, sometimes when I'm out in the wild, likes to identify different types of plants and wonder if they're edible. Like the other day, actually yesterday, I was going on a walk with my friends before the Hololive concert, and we stumbled upon like this plant that's almost like a weed. It's not like a weed, but it was growing in the ground and it had these beautiful red leaves. I've never seen it before. And growing from those those vines were these tiny little blue berries. They're about half the size of a normal blueberry, but they were very purple and they looked so cute. And I was wondering if they were edible, but we did not know what the hell that plant was or what that berry was. And my friends were like, Athy, don't eat that berry. You are literally going to die if you eat that berry. We don't know where it came from. It's coming from the dirty Brooklyn sewage water, because the vines were in the water of the port or like the pier in Brooklyn, and it was growing out of there on like the rocks. And I was like, this berry looks really yummy. And they're like, first of all, we don't know if that berry's poisonous. And second of all, those vines are getting water from disgusting, nasty poo-poo water. Nasty NYC poo-poo water. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. That's true. Even if it wasn't edible, or even if it was edible, probably would not eat it because nasty poo-poo water. The dark alleys of Flavor Town. We love some diesel. We love some waste. Some whatever waste products and sewage. We love sewage water. Yum! Sewage berries. That's what they were. They were sewage berries. Delicious. There's an apothecary a couple of miles where I live. Belong to a signer of Declaration of Independence. Oh, they even have live leeches. Oh, moshiroi. I really want to go there. That's my vibe. I want to be eaten by leeches. I want to be eaten alive by leeches. So bad. I want to know what that feels like. I've had fish eat my foot skin before. Those little pecker fish, which apparently are now not so great because you can die from diseases. But I want to be eaten by a leech. One day. My dream one day is to get sucked by a leech. All right. That'll be the last thing I say before I leave. Let that simmer and marinate a little bit. Thank you guys for joining me for some more fun Zatsu. Fortunately, I don't actually do bleedings with the leeches anymore. Darn it! But I just want to know what it feels like to get sucked by a leech. Like, will it tickle? Like, does it hurt? Is it sharp? Are the teeth sharp? I'm just curious. Maybe I should buy a leech so I can just let it suck me at home. Suck my arms! I'll put it on my little arm here. Or my hand. I don't know. Which is the best place for like a leech to suck that's not super painful? Where do people usually put the leeches? On their wounds, right? I guess I'll just put it on my forearm. Hi, welcome to the Athy Experience. Thank you. Lol, have a great evening, pretty face Athy. No! If you say that, you're gonna remind me of the time I got fat shamed. No. I don't want to have a pretty face because now people are gonna think that I'm fat. Because now people are gonna be like, no, you people can't tell you get a fat because you have a pretty face. Nah, I'm very demure, very cutesy. That was me yesterday. I was just rolling up to my friends and looking so demure, so mindful, so cutesy. Just a little bit of, just put on the tinted moisturizer, just a little bit of tinted moisturizer, just a little bit of eyebrow gel, just a little bit of mascara. See, very, very cutesy, very demure. Don't go overboard, girlies. Don't overdo it. I'm always like that though. I when I wear makeup, it's always like very natural. I always just put like a tinted moisturizer and just my mascara and my eyebrow gel. That's pretty much it. I'm a very demure girl. Very demure girly. Anyways. Welcome, Queeski. I'm about to end stream. I do have to head out very soon. I have to change into my scrubs. Which scrubs should I wear today? I have my Moana one. I have my Tinkerbell one. I have my pizza with the little aliens from Toy Story one, the green aliens. I have my Hello Kitties. I have 2 Hello Kitties. One, I had my Gugantama one that I wore last week. I have my all purple one. I have a Finding Nemo one. I have a Marie the Cat one. Oh, Pizza Story, Toy Story one? Great. And you know why I like that one the most? Because it's closer to the color of my hospital uniform, so I can actually pull it off. Because technically I'm not supposed to be wearing any other color or any top that I can wear that I want to wear. And I'm supposed to get in trouble for it, but I have not gotten in trouble for it so far. Then that top has the closest color to my actual hospital color, so I don't have to worry. Yeah, I'm gonna blend in. I'll just wear like my vest or my jacket on top and no one's gonna see, especially from afar and then in the dark. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out real quick, but I'm gonna let you guys know that we're gonna have some fun streams in the coming weeks I don't know if I'm gonna plan to stream in Puerto Rico, but I'm definitely gonna stream before I go. And when I come back from Puerto Rico, which is only a week, by the way, I'm planning to do a couple of study streams with you guys because I still haven't started studying for my pediatric nurse exam. So that is something I'm gonna need to prioritize first because my exam is in October. But I'm going to be studying and hopefully teaching you some of you guys about what I'm learning. Teaching you guys about what I'm learning so that I can also learn as well. Yeah, keep this streak going. I'm really excited. And I'll post lots of pictures when I'm in Puerto Rico and stuff, okay? I'll bring my owl form and I will take pictures of my little owl all around Puerto Rico for you. I'm so excited. I really needed this vacation. Last time I actually did have like proper vacation was in Feb, so it's good because it's nice to have like 1 or 2 vacations a year. So this is my summer vacation, and then I'll have my winter vacation in like a few months. Yay! Really excited. Okay, let's try rating somebody real quick. The problem is I have to hold up. Give me 1 second. I have to verify. I don't know why. YouTube is asking me to verify I want to raid somebody. Proper. Because we didn't get to raid someone before, and I keep forgetting to raid people. But thank you so much, Shiki, again for the raid. And the occult treats for the raid. I know Shiki's probably gone. And thank you, DK, for showing up. Really love you guys. Okay, where am I? Okay, how do I do this? No, edit. Hoot. Yesterday at the concert, everyone was going hoot. Literally, in between the songs, everyone was hooting. And I was like, my people? I was like, my peeps? Hoot. It was so funny. How you type fan? I'm about to end stream, but I'm going to raid somebody and I literally have no one to raid into. What the hell? There's Lo-Fi Girl. I can raid into the Lo-Fi Girl. There's College Music. There's ABC News. Huh? No one's streaming? No one is live that I'm subscribed to. Let's just raid into the peaceful piano radio, like lo-fi hip hop radio beats to rise. You guys are ready? Confuse the chat over there, okay? We're gonna confuse the Lo-Fi Girl chat by just going hoot. Like the concert, like the Hololive concert yesterday. I want you all to go hoot in the chat. You guys ready? Okay? We're gonna go raid and I'll see you guys on Wednesday for some birthday celebrations. 12-hour stream time. I'm so excited. Have a lovely day, ya owls. Have a good night, thee. Sleep tight, thee. Don't let the bed bugs bite thee. And night.